And some facts about mitochondrial debauchery. It's all about mitochondria coming out the cells, go towards mycelium and afterwards coming back inside the cell. And as a result of such kind of whoring, mitochondria bear back with them viruses and fungi spores which germinate inside the cell, damaging the nucleus in the cell, and of such immoral act destroys the cell. It dies after some times. Whole body dies, crumbling. I've recorded more videos about this topic. Here it is, about microsporidia spores which originated from fungi. In this video I've explained thoroughly about extracellular mitochondria and how they move, about microbacteria, as well about so-called cosmic sprout, where explained interrelation between mycelium and mitochondria. And now I will read briefly on the TNT, tunneling nanotubes. One more time, and after that you can rewatch this video to get the good understanding or just read this article aloud. A tunneling nanotube or TNT or membrane nanotube is a term that has been applied to protrusions that extend from the plasma membrane which enable different animal cells to touch over long distances, sometimes over 100 micrometers between T cells. Two types of structures have been called nanotubes. The first type are less than 0.7 micrometers in diameter, contain actin and carry portions of plasma membrane between cells in both directions, and the second type are larger than 0.7 micrometers in diameter, contain both actin and microtubes, and can carry components of the cytoplasm such as vesicles and organelles between cells, including whole mitochondria. I want to emphasize whole mitochondria can travel along the cells through such nanotubes. It's called whoring, debauchery, especially when such transfer is done in chaotic order. Hereafter, these structures may be involved in cell-to-cell communication, transfer of nucleic acids between cells in a tissue, and the spread of pathogens or toxins such as HIV and prions. Prions are misfolded proteins with the ability to transmit their misfolded shape onto normal variants of the same protein. They cause Alzheimer's disease and many other autoimmune body problems. TNTs have observed lifetimes ranging from a few minutes up to several hours, and several proteins have been implicated in their formation or inhibition. I want to emphasize again that lifetime for these TNT structures within from several minutes up to several hours. It's nothing. That's why human life is so short, because everything is built in the likeness of these nanotubes. Connections between cells are happening now thanks to them. Another interesting article, there are millions of such interesting articles, but this one worth reading. It's named Tunneling Nanotubes, a new way of transmitting influence between cells in the human body. I'm gonna read the lynching to you now. Infection of cells with the 549 virus led to a significant static reaction of TNT between cells in culture. The formation of nanotubes occurred both between infected cells and in between pairs of infected and uninfected cells. The article contains a lot of what, but the essence is clear, that the tunnel tubes are paths by which the fungi spores are transmitted on mitochondria between cells, viruses and bacteria as well, going deeper into cells, then damaging and destroying them. And all of this caused by tunneling system that again builds up for only a few minutes or lasts maximum up to several hours. But these pipes between the cells not the only one way to communicate with each other. There is such a thing as endoplasmatic reticulus. Complicated name. Less complicated name is endoplasmatic network. And the easiest term for such a thing is nucleic network. It's a mail on micro inside our common house, our domain at the micro level. It's a mail essence. Our houses, These cells, little domains, have a male body in them, and so as well the female body, mitochondrial network. All these mitochondrial endoplasmatic reticulus are terms introduced by this pseudo-scientific word, which is always trying to confuse you. I'm trying to convey such information to you in simple language that everyone can figure the meaning out. So, nucleus network, why do I call it like this? I will explain it now. Brain of the plasmatic reticulum morphologically identical, or in other words build the same structure as the nucleus membrane and makes whole thing with it. This means that we don't need to talk about it like about something separate from the nucleus. Let's have clear understanding that this is just continuation of the nucleus. So, to make people confused in the scientific community, the endoplasmatic reticulum is depicted in this way. Look at this little thing, something small and float. In this picture now you can see the nucleus membrane and he attached to it from the top left side. It's endoplasmatic reticulus depicted in this way in order to confuse people. In same way they could put a child's sticky picture instead of picture of the human body in the atlas of anatomy. And now I'm gonna show how it look like for real. Feel the difference between these two pictures. Notice how they show bullshit. This left picture, these two creepy little things, and how it looks like for real. And now pay some attention, friends. In that moment when endoplasmatic reticulus of the awakened core, and other words arms and corpus of the healthy male in the cell, extend out from the nucleus and make a strong connection. Firm link, not as in case with nanotubes connection, such thing as cocktail straw or women's cigarette, and instead of this when we start to live like a man should, in brotherhood, same as with two linked arms, one can hold up to 200 kilos load or even more. That is a key to the immortality, which can be observed in botanics upon plants, in case with bamboo, which is 17 times stronger than steel, and used by Chinese builders to make a foundation even for skyscrapers, and this type of form work was time proved upon the centuries. In addition to bamboo, there is also such a thing as an iron tree. It's not a particular kind of tree, but some variety of trees which can bear the sword slash. These trees cannot be cut down by the blade because firmness caused by structure of endoplasmatic reticulus in 10,000 cells, which are connected together as strong male arms. This provides firmness, almost invulnerability at micro level, and at the same time at the micro level it gives barrier against any invasions, mycelium, microbes, viruses and other parasites who cannot live in such organisms with human brotherly strong bond. It's a key to the immortality at the body level, and the key to immortality of an entire nation as well. It's a male-female balance. There is no way to be connected and make friendships, relationships only by touching pipes with each other. Girls are instilled in order to remain slaves. That men should be avoided. They are dangerous for girls, and also this goal achieved by keeping people in ignorance. And thanks such combination, which consists from two facts that women stop developing mind at 12 and scared by men afraid them. I'm not gonna say that men are kind, please get me right. These horror stories are imposed, they acting by principle command and conquer, they split men with women, though women can't be happy without men. All nature with all natural science telling us about this similarity will key to the immortality at the body, social and nation level. It's of course quit the ignorant state know the universe and modify it and get rid of fear, shifting away from low frequencies, low vibrations, go up at the scale of emotions, get rid of low vibrated feelings, avoid all of these bad moods manifestations, and then and only then we will get immune system working at the full scale, as well as good brain activity, which will increase our analytical skills and reasoning thinking instead of just reflexive way of doing things as the Pavlov's dog reacts at the ringing bell. Summarize, if we can get rid of fear, make no separation and artificial borders, establishing good connection in society, not only through the pipes and tubes, feminine way of communications, but communicate at the male's brotherly principles of unity, then we can resist comfort with any foe, no matter inside or outside us. This way of living will affect our cells level as well. Thanks to psychosomatics, our cells nucleus cores in the cells will wake up. And the night of Svarog, this melanin-caused slumber, when mitochondria is bombarding the core inside the cell because of producing bunches of free radicals, rearming protons to the core, and just worsens the whole condition by generating active forms of oxygen in enormous amounts, same as wife constantly nagging the husband. In the case where we make condition where core can exist without melanin membrane, and when we will be able to activate nucleus from the center of the galaxy. And just then Swarak night, Kali Yuga, and all suffering will end. It has no exact term. 2023 or some other year of slavery, it will end when the male mind, so-called strategic male thinking, will work together with female's tactical perception. The male rod shrouded within the female periphery in quantity will be able physically change our body states. This will put an end to slavery and death and any kind of degradation, and we can contribute to this process. And once more, psychosomatic, it's all about how our body manifestation depends on our thinking. If we can control our mind state, build relation with each other people in brotherly way, this will affect our cells level, constructing it in good manner, and even more if we will know nature in additional remember this manifestation of electron and positron and provide to our body missing male energy, then the cell core will awaken. Such kind of action will activate more than 100,000 genes instead of working only 20,000 now, which is only 1.5% of potential amount of genes. When most part of human genome will be activated, we will become superhumans or natural humans, as I think we shall be. That's why my group is named Mech, which translated from Russian as sword, which is abbreviature of mindfulness of natural human. This where magic starts, when we do live natural, effortless live. And now I want to add a couple of words regarding chromosomes. Sex chromosomes, also known as XY chromosomes, where XX combination is responsible for the female and XY corresponding for the male coding species. The good example of genetics coding is a duckbill. This animal was artificially created, same as humans were breeded time ago. Thanks to this understanding, we can turn from dachshund, basset, or poodle into the wolf, turn from people into person. And now I will explain thoroughly. In case with duckbill, female sex is caused by combination XXX 5 times by double X, and male species have XY 5 times XY combination. In this article outlines the contrast that X is more feminine chromosome. This X bears 1400 genes from which 800 has ability of protein coding, while Y chromosome bears only 78 genes. That means women has 2.8 thousand key active genes, while men have only 1,578 genes. Looks like man part of humanity is some kind of suppressed. At all levels man suppressed, including genetics. It turns out that men have not so many activated genes, so man who is showing off and banging his chest in King Kong way for real is just resemblance of potential man. The 78 genes are active in Y chromosome in comparison with X chromosome which has 1.5 thousand active genes. But let's return to platypus, duckbill, so-called. You don't just call it in vain as artificial species. So, for yourself, the female feeds the cubs with milk. Although they lay eggs, everything is collected in this animal. Almost everything that could be collected in it. It lays eggs like a bird, like a reptile. He has a venomous claws. He has an electric vision. Receptors of the beak can detect weak electric fields. And so on and on. I don't want to make the video long. I want you to study the article by yourself. I just want to understand you they put in this animal artificially combined many genes just like in people long time ago. In order to get strength and become powerful species, we should to avoid this unnatural way of doing things and get more natural as our ancestors were when they easily built all examples of great architecture. I mean our true ancestors, not that ones who lived on trees and threw rotten apples in each other, but true ancestors who were flew away several times and made nuclear wars opposing the worst invaders have ever seen. Those who were really a persons, we are their distant children, grandchildren, but you can return naturally to the natural state. I say against one that you should to need activate the core. This could be done by several ways. The most powerful way to activate the nucleus is the cold plasma inside the nucleus, provided by positrons, male energy. This kind of energy could not transmitted through wires. This male energy does not tolerate direct fusion of female energy. They are always close but separated. Of course, this requires further study. You need to understand the mitochondrial essence to begin with. You need to be able to manage mitochondria. You need to learn how to separate them and keep a tight grip. If the mitochondria are small, if they are controlled like Cinderella, they are capable of everything. They can read the environment many times better to produce 10,000 times energy. It's not just my words. These are scientific articles where told how there is a respiratory chain of mitochondria adenosine triphosphate phase goes. This is explained by the fact that inside the mitochondria there is an engineering product consisting of a rotor and a starter. Like any electric motor, it rotates at the speed of 100,000 revolutions per minute. This is super micro machinery, so when the distance between the complexes of the respiratory chain changes for 1 angstrom only, which is 10 to the power of negative 12 meters, this is a small change due to the fact that the mitochondria becomes large. It does not fit into its wedding dress no more. The energy generation level drops by 10,000 times because she consumes a lot, climbs into mycelium and get back carries the spores of fungi in the cells. This a path of degradation, but if male essence is strong and keeps the meter under control, the energy production inside the core increases 10,000 times. The nucleus is not damaged due to the fact that mitochondria does not become huge. In the opposite case, when the mitochondria is large due to overconsumption, lead to the process when all accumulated minerals, including potassium, which provides the charge on the membrane, it spreads evenly. With mitochondria increasing size, its energetic potential decreases. When her energy potential drops, here all these protons they are released into the intercellular space, and in this case free radicals attack the cell nucleus, what leads to the fact that the nucleus is forced to be surrounded by a melanin shell. Because of this, roughly said, core goes blind, and it cannot fully manifest itself in this world. This is very well manifested in the kingdom of bees. There is a maximum matriarchy, there at the expense of pheromones. Thought processes of common bees are curtailed, suppressed. The queen lives 10 times more than ordinary working bees. It feeds differently. It feeds on royal jelly. Male bees are hatched out there only once, just to fertilize this crazy queen. 200 male bees necessary to fertilize her. These male bees are killed after procedure of fertilization, while other bees are wanting to rub against them. They are not killed immediately after fertilization but die due to starvation, because other bees are forced them away from the hive. In the realm, there is a clear bias to the side of matriarchy. That's why bees do not progress in evolution. They were 10,000 years ago and will be the same in 10,000 years. Matriarchy is a cyclical system, and in the case of assaulting on bees, any meats, fungi, magnetic radiation, bees are dying out, and it has been written about many times. The same thing is manifested in the ant kingdom, and it has been written about as well. If you return to balance between the male and female essences, then you can be as developed as you can possible internal man. This possible if one is satisfied with oneself relationship with the world, treats adequately to other people. Remove any kind of enmity, discord. Let me remind you, there is such an expression, I have already voiced it before, that friendship is a natural process of uniting men for survival. It's called fraternal word, whereas female friendship is an act of non-aggression or agreement of non-aggression. In fact, female friendship doesn't exist. They are predatory, heterotrophic. Therefore, heterous is used as another name for women. Therefore, you need to understand your essence and be able to coexist in the right way. And the main goal in our world, in my opinion, is to connect the unconnected things, to find a balance of the masculine with the feminine. Therefore, duality is manifested in our world at all levels. This world and it's in the same time singular and dual. So, in general, it was an introductory video for my channel. Of course, I have already said the most important things several times. A lot of them will get into place after reviewing this video. We can also cooperate, be friends, and unite around the one of our goals. This is for those who have reached a certain level of development, have grown out of children pants, have woken up and want to get out from under the skirt. Leave the sandpit, it's possible, and the man he does not ask, does not wait, but takes from life what he needs and takes the best. We can light the darkness with an ordinary flashlight or candle, but thanks to co-directionally coherence, we putting our actions together in one vector in a similar way like a laser we can enlighten the dark and shine us beam on 5 or even 50 kilometers and even on another planet. All thanks to the power which is in bioresonance. I do research it in different ways, day by day, clearing understanding for many years. I am glad to cooperate with reasonable people. Either read to me directly in a personal messages in Telegram or by mail biopatriot at yandex.ru. I was also present in all other social networks, but the fastest answer is when we interact in a Telegram. We can cooperate. This is a task, of course, not for one, but for the team working in coherence. Friends, I thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for developing, helps me to develop. Thank you to those who make an active mailing with an offer about cooperation with me. More people will know this information that I have accumulated. Thanks to those who purchase my courses, my equipment. Because of this, I can develop. I will buy an interference microscope in the near future of high quality. Will this allow me to produce a full-fledged video on microscopy? What do you think? Yes, and thanks to all of you, I was able to purchase a powerful computer. I have the opportunity to do research. Thanks to you, friends. I wish you all the best, all bright and good, and all the best for those who want to go the Telegram into the group of Bioresonance team. All links will be in description. In the coming days, I will devote time for non-active people who want research with me. Let's keep in touch. See you.